Rise to me is just a straight up, in your face, kick ass rock and roll song.
Rise to me is like the birth of the band of where we're at now.
It's just a high energy punk style song.
It has everything that a rock and roll song needs. It has the drive, it has the balls, it has the passion.
Jimmy, the genius he is, came in one day and he presented the song. I forgot how he did it. If we played it with Chris, or I don't know, but he played it and we all kind of like did our own thing, and it was just so easy to write to that song.
Well, first off, it was a song that I think was just like gonna just be a jam between us. You know, I think we were just like feeling things out on a riff that Jim came up with, and then we traded ideas back and forth as far as what to play in between, and like we always do. But it just sounded cool, that riff, the main riff. It just stuck with us. And I remember a while ago, before Rise was even written, we were discussing cool chords that just like, you don't really need to do much, just play that chord. Like the open A, or a good G, or a good, crack of the ribs of a D chord. And so we tried to stay with that formula, and it just naturally kind of happened.
My part was really cool. Frank and Jim had a riff idea already prior, and I came into the studio one day and Frank was like, "Oh, why don't you play a beat and we'll try and write something to it." And I had never been approached to do something like that. When I usually used to write songs with other bands, it came a little more organically, where like someone will come up with a riff and then like they'll start jamming the riff, and then we all kind of just play on top of one another until we all find where we need to be and make it work. And that way sometimes can be a slow process, but it's a fun process. With Craving Strange, there's all different ways to write songs, and I love it because there's a versatility there where you're not pigeonholed into one way of thinking. You adapt to everything and all different situations, and it's a great way to do it.
Rise. Let's see. What does rise mean to me? Songwriting is a weird thing for me. I am not a person that typically likes to just tell people what songs are about. They tend to be able to draw their own meaning out of them. I don't know what a lot of my favorite songs are about in life. I just know what they mean to me and what they help me through. So songwriting tends to be very personal for me. The one thing I will be able to say is for Rise, this was one time where I kind of had a combination of reaching into myself for stuff, but also looking at outward perspectives as well. And like happens often with me, I end up finding out what the song is about way later. So Rise was written, and when we went in to record it, it started to become something else. And in the time period in the world where this is all kind of happening, it started to even take on different meanings, and I would change words and find different ways to phrase things, or a different feel or mood in the vocal performance or even the guitar performance that brought it somewhere else for me. So in my roundabout way of answering, but totally not answering that question at all, what does Rise mean to you?
It starts off as an idea that grew into this monster of a tune that, I don't know. And then everything that's going on in the world today, it just seems like with the lyrics that Jim came up with, and the melody line, and that little like snobby like it doesn't say it like that, but it's like that vibe of it being like and then but the way Jim went in vocally, he turned that little nursery rhyme kind of, poke instigation into total dominance, if that makes any sense. Like, he's dominating vocally in that song. It's amazing. He really hit it. And like all the other guys in the band too, like Chris, and the drums are just thunderous, and the bass is just ridiculously grungy and like grimy and like punk, and it just complemented everything that we came up with together as a band. It's like the birth of this version of the band, I think. But then take it to where we're at in the world today, I would say Rise is, we're together. Whether we're separate worlds, separate states, separate countries, whatever, we're together, and we don't need an agenda to like be together. We're together through music. We're connected through the music that we write, you listen to, we connect with. And Rise is just like, we're going to rise above all the crap that's going on in the world, no matter what it is. We're going to rise above our bosses giving us crap, or we're going to rise above family issues and divorce and mayhem. And we're also going to rise above to be the best versions of who we could possibly be as human beings. That's what I think.
And I think when just the name Rise, when we release it, we've been kind of like in hibernation for a while from, obviously with the COVID and all that shit. And I think Rise is just us rising from the dead, basically, I don't know.
It makes me bang my head and amps me up, and when I think about the song and I think about what the song is about and look at what's going on in the world right now, it's hard for me not to relate it to that. And I use it as a driving force to know that, yeah, we're going through tough times, but we're going to rise up and we're going to be all right. And it's a good message for everybody else, to rise above all the bullshit that goes on and just let the negativity beat off your shoulders and always think positive, and you'll get through.
It's awesome, and it's fun, and we hope you're going to like it. So you should stay tuned, like and subscribe on all our things. YouTube, website, cravingstrange.net. Where are you watching this? I mean, if you're on the YouTube, and you're not subscribed, I think it's on this side. I think it's on this side. So, yeah, press it. What are you doing? Why wouldn't you? You're watching this. Follow us. Write us. Join us. Welcome to Strangerhood.